Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here and welcome to my first series for Football Manager 2016, and it is of course, as you can read by the title and the thumbnail, with Southampton FC. Reason for choosing the team, they're a decent team obviously, have been for a couple of years or a few years, probably about 3 years since gaining that double promotion from League One back to the Premier League. They've lost a number of quality players over the years. You know, the likes of Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain, more recently like your Lallana's, Lambert, Schneiderlin, this summer. Almost lost Wanyama as well. And yeah, they've lost quite a few decent players. And I'm obviously going to try and stop that trend. There might be one or two sales over the next season or two, but they will probably either be for the better of the team or hopefully for really high transfer fees, which would be, a bit silly for me to refuse. But anyway, let's get into our things here. Aussie takes the Southampton hot seat. Let's go through this board meeting. I've already kind of had a little test save so far in the game so far. I just said that twice. But yeah, I kind of know that it is very similar. The tactics are a little bit difficult, I've noticed so far. But yeah, everything is fairly similar. So I'll just run through this nice and quickly. I don't like intra-squad friendlies. I'll get a report though. No. I don't like those reports. And there we go. So that's done. They want us to play possession football, attacking football, sign young players for the first team, and develop players using our own youth system. So all fairly, normal things I would do. We've got Stecklenburg and Kolka on loan from Fulham and QPR, and then we've got a few youth players out on loan. The only real one that I actually think will turn out half decent would probably be Sam Gallagher, who has played a couple of games for Southampton. Moving on, we'll get into the injuries. There are two big injuries. Ryan Bertrand out for 3 months, and the big one, the goalkeeper, absolute beast, Fraser Foster, is out for 10 to 11 months. So I think we've got Stecklenburg on loan, but I think we definitely need to bring another goalkeeper in. I have actually got my sights set on someone. I would like to bring Victor Valdes in. I don't know how we're going to go about doing that. Victor Wanyama is the best player in the squad, our central midfielder. Probably will play him as a ball-winning midfielder, although I don't really like ball-winning midfielders in tactics. I feel like they're a bit of a waste. But we'll see how that goes. So Cedric is pretty much our only right back. This guy, I've seen him before, and he doesn't look very impressive at all. Bertrand is the first team left back. We've got Matthew Targett, who's a half decent youth prospect. Might get a little bit of game time, nothing too serious, but we will need to bring someone in. I'm going to look to maybe bring in Ashley Cole, depending on what he looks like. He should still be half decent. I don't expect his pace to be that low. He is Ashley Cole after all. And yeah, expect it to be quite high. Centre halves, we've got Jose, I think it's Jose Font. We've got Virgil van Dijk, who's the new signing from this summer, who doesn't look that impressive. Is quite low technical ability. Very good physical stats, however. We'll have a think about that one. And then you got Stephen Corker, who is pretty decent, to be fair. He is half decent. Yeah, so I'm not sure who we're going to start there. I think Font will definitely be in, and it's a toss-up between Kolka and Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk does need to improve a little bit. He's only 23, so maybe he'll be able to do that. Maybe not. I'm not going to worry about wingbacks. Defensive mid, Wanyama, Classy, Romeu. Probably, we might play with a 4-4-2, or either a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1 with wingers. Yeah, not sure yet, but I'll probably have one of both tactic, maybe. We'll see how we go. Anyway, Victor Wanyama, classy. Stephen Davis, who's a pretty decent player. He's probably one of the best central midfielders we have, actually. We've got Mane, who's the best right winger. Jared Rodriguez, for some reason, is the best left winger, which is interesting. But we do have Dusan Tadic, who is, a pretty decent player in his own right. Lacking a little bit in pace, but very good technicals. And as far as strikers go, I think we're in, half decent stead. We've got Jared Rodriguez, Shane Long, and Graziano Pella. So, yeah, looking pretty good there. We'll go into the clubhouse. As you can see, this is what I mentioned before. When they were in League One, gained promotion, double promotion to the Championship into the Premier League. So, all good there. We are in the Europa League, but we start in the qualifying rounds. I think it might be the third qualifying round. Have a look at the board here quickly. We've got 10, basically just under 11 mil there, and we've only got about 50k available wages. So we don't have that much to work with. We might try and sell a player or two. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to evaluate the squad a little bit better. The finances, our overall balance of just over 71 million looks pretty healthy, to be fair. It really does. It looks like we're going to lose about 100,000 every month, which is not so good. And yeah, I think a Europa League run would be very nice. But of course, we do have to qualify for that. So, moving on, I'm just going to go through a couple of transfer targets that I have. We'll have a look who's here. Yeah, pretty normal players. Probably not going to be able to buy any of these guys. They all look a little bit too expensive for me. So I'm going to go into the search option here. We'll type in Ashley, if I can spell, Ashley Cole. Chuck him on the short list. See what he looks like. We'll probably have to scout him a little bit. He doesn't look too bad. He's actually transfer listed, so that is quite helpful. You know what? We'll make an offer. 275k. I think that's a bit of a bargain. He is obviously 35 years old, so I'm only expecting him to be here for one season. Just give Ryan Bertrand a little bit of, first team competition. The other player I wanted was Victor Valdes. Hopefully it's not got any accent marks above any of the letters. Well, it does, but it doesn't really matter. He's valued at 1.6 mil. We'll have to scout him for a little bit. I'll check him on the short list. We'll scan him for 2 months and add him to the short list indefinitely. But he does look half decent, so that is very good. We're quite well versed. I would just like to scout him just to see what his price range would be before I decide to make any decisions as far as that goes. But anyway, for the tactic, I actually have set up a tactic for this save already, which is a 4-5-1. I set up a few actually in a previous save that I did, a little test save. I'm not sure which one it is because I actually saved them both as the same name. One's a possession base. That is not the one that I wanted. I think it's this one. Yes. So, as you can see, these are the instructions I'm going for. I might actually drop the defensive line slightly deeper to there. And, yeah, I think that'll be quite good. I've tested it a little bit, and it looked, not too bad. Got some decent results with it, and it will be what we will use going into the future of this series at the moment. Anyways, guys, that is going to wrap this introduction episode up. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to tune into the next one, which will be all of our pre-season dealings, transfers, pre-season friendlies. The Europa League will be included in there, the qualifying rounds. And of course, we will do a live com of the first game of the season, which will be against Liverpool. So that is a very exciting live com. I don't know if we'll be able to pull off a result, but I will definitely try my hardest. Thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.